Migration is one of the major drivers of the country's economy. With nearly 12 million migrants living abroad, Bangladesh is one of the top 10 remittance-receiving countries. With the adoption of the truly historic Global Compact on safe and orderly migration, the country is already setting course to strengthen good governance for safe and orderly migration. Over the past 2 years, IOM, the UN Migration Agency with support from the European Union, has been working with the government to strengthen policy mechanisms through Protyasha project, focusing on policy, process and practice. With Bangladesh setting the course to graduate from least developed country, she demanded a progressive migration outlook in achieving the global goals. We realize having migration as an integral part of the process was inevitable and provided technical assistance to the government in aligning Sustainable Development Goals and the 7 5-year national indicators to migration. We have supported the development for the first ever migration governance framework for Bangladesh.
As you know that Bangladesh initially proposed the Global Compact for orderly migration. Now, one of the things that we realized that when we talk of migration, we do not talk of order. And since we do not talk of order, we also do not think that it can add value. Now, migration can add value, but in two ways. One is a positive way if you can govern it properly, but it can also be very negative if you fail to govern it. So, it is extremely critical that the migration governance has to be based on an order, and the order cannot be a single country order, it has to be a global order. And that's where GCM comes in as a platform where we can discuss and evolve a new order for management of migration.
As migration continues to grow at a steady pace, we have been promoting evidence-based interventions for timely and effective policy solutions for migrants. We are working closely with the government to support effective implementation of Overseas Employment and Migrants Act, Prevention and Suppression of Human Trafficking Act 2012, Overseas Employment Policy, and continuing to advocate for migration in the 8th 5-year national plan of the country. Efforts to strengthening capacity and process have been stronger than ever before. While migration brings opportunity to improve the governance on international migration and to address the benefits and challenges associated with today's ever-changing world, we need to address vulnerabilities of migrants in crisis situations so that migration becomes a genuine choice, not a necessity. As a result, we are working closely with policy champions to develop a migration crisis operational framework for Bangladesh and implementation of migrants in countries in crisis to address migrants' protection. Over the years, we have observed the increasing cost of migration and the increasing need to ensure ethical recruitment practices. We are working with recruiting agencies for launching the certification process of International Recruitment Integrity System, IRIS. We believe in partnerships and coordination mechanisms and value the voices of government, international community and civil societies in the migration discourse.
When we talk about migration governance, we have to be very clear, what do we mean by that? What do we mean by governance? Governance is the process of decision making to get to the set objective, to fulfill the strategy. What does it mean and what does this process entail? The process of decision making for us, first and foremost, is having the right people around the table. It's about hearing every single voice, especially the marginalized one. It's bringing together civil society and NGOs, the UN, and most importantly, the government. And ultimately, never forgetting what is this process about, and it's about the people, it's about the migrants.